years after investigations began and marks the end of one of Kenya's most closely watched murder trials. The court's decision is expected to bring closure to a case that has remained in the public spotlight for years. Well, more of that will be coming your way later on. Now, the County Commissioner of Narok, Kipkech Leticia, has ordered the indefinite suspension of gold mining activities at the Kilima Pesa mining site in Lolgorian, Transmara South. The directive affects the area's 4 main mining shafts and comes in the wake of the tragic mine collapse that claimed 5 lives. An unknown number of miners are still believed to be trapped underground as rescue operations continue. Authorities say the suspension will remain in place until further notice as investigations into the cause of the collapse continue and safety measures are reviewed.
So tunaambia watu kwa wakati huu temporarily hakuna mambo ya nini, mambo ya uchimbaji wa kwa hii migodi. Kwanza Kilima Pesa hii mashimo karibu 4 ya watu wanaingia mpaka ukaguliwe ikujulikane shida ni nini na wapate kibali kutoka kwa Ministry of.
Now, the Aviation Workers Union has defended its decision to issue a strike notice, accusing the Kenya Airports Authority of failing to implement key government directives intended to restore order, improve security, and streamline operations at Wilson Airport. The union says the National Aviation Security Committee has directed KAA to establish a terminal and centralized screening point to enable the authority to take full responsibility for screening passengers, staff, cargo, and luggage. However, the workers claim KAA has been slow to work despite the government's instructions.
KAA is not fully in charge of and for the security and the management of Wilson Airport. And we want to thank the government. The National Aviation Security Committee met and decided that it was time sanity was restored at Wilson. They directed KAA through a letter to take steps, 1, to set up a terminal, and 2, to establish a central screening point so that KAA can take the responsibility of screening all the passengers, all the staff working at Wilson Airport, all the cargo, luggages, and whatever. And then they can now have that visibility. They can be accountable over everything that happens there. Our surprise is KAA is dragging its feet when it comes to that. They have no appetite, even after being instructed by the government. And as a union, as employees, and as Kenyans, patriotic Kenyans, we are now coming out and we are saying you have to restore sanity at Wilson Airport. In any case, if something was to happen, if an incident was to happen, it will not just affect COW members. The impact, the consequences will go far beyond the interests of COW. It can even hurt the standing of this country It can hurt the standing of the aviation sector in Kenya. It can hurt the tourism, which is a critical segment in this country. Because of that, we are saying, KAA, stop dragging your feet. Take immediate steps, set up a terminal, establish a central screening point, let KAA be responsible for the running, the management, and the security.
And meanwhile, lawyers in Bungoma County have called on Chief Justice Martha Koome to introduce urgent reforms in the judiciary as the nationwide lawyers' strike continues. The Bungoma Law Society Secretary Edward Kibaba said there has been a growing number of complaints about how some court cases are handled. He also alleged that corruption involving some judicial officers is weakening the delivery of justice and undermining the Constitution. The lawyers have urged the judiciary leadership to promote greater transparency and accountability in handling court cases to restore public confidence in the justice system.
Tunaona kwamba mahakama yetu haileti justice ambayo inafaa. Tunapatana kwamba kuna baadhi ya wale majaji na mamagistrate ambao wanakimbia kotini ili kufunga njia za kuweza au kuwa investigated. Wataki wafanyiwe utafiti na mapolisi na utafiti na EACC. Ibainike kwamba vitu ambao wanavipata ama mali ambao wanavipata ama complaints ambao zinaletwa na watu ni za ukweli.
And Isiolo County Commissioner Chaunga Mwachaunga has ordered the immediate transfer of all police officers stationed at Isiolo Central Police Station following growing public concerns over rising insecurity in the area. The directive comes after protests erupted over the fatal shooting of a businessman near Isiolo Market, with residents accusing police of failing to protect lives and property. Speaking during a security meeting at the station, the county commissioner said the transfers were necessary to restore public confidence and improve security. Isiolo Senator Fatuma Dulo has meanwhile called for cooperation between residents and security agencies to help restore peace and stability in the county.
It's a government project.
Bila kubembelezana, hao askari wanaofanya kazi hapa wataondolewa. Hii hatutabembelezana hata na county commander, kwa sababu hakuna njia watu watasifu askari wa kula mawe alafu hapo wanasemekana ni wabaya. Askari kama ni mbaya ni mbaya, na kama ni mzuri ni mzuri.
Naomba tu na nawasihi kwa heshima sana wazazi, ndugu na madada zangu, wakati umewitness kitu kama hicho, hata yule ndugu alisimama hapa alisema walipiga risasi wakienda pani. Unajua hata hiyo ni settlement, kwa sababu investigating officer atajua jinsi ya kutumia information.
We cannot be defensive as government. Wale askari wako hapa wote waondolewe. And I'm making that request. Wote wabadilishwe. OCS kama amekaa more than 1 year aondolewe, mwingine aletwe. Because wananchi wamekuambia hadharani, sio mimi nimesema.
Unakuta sisi wote ni wageni, tumeletwa hapa kwa sababu ya kufanya kazi. Lakini hatujawahi ona viongozi wa hapa ambao nyinyi wananchi mlichagua wakikaa na sisi, hawajatuita tukae pamoja tuongelelee maneno ya usalama, tuambie shida yetu ni hii na hii na hii.
Well, the Kericho County government has dismissed reports that the Kericho County Referral Hospital has been closed due to the ongoing doctor strike, maintaining that essential health services remain available despite disruptions. The clarification follows complaints from some residents who reported failing to access treatment at the facility. Speaking to the media, Kericho County Public Service Chief Officer Philip Rono apologized to residents for the inconvenience caused by industrial action, noting that only doctors are on strike while nurses and clinical officers continue to provide services across county health facilities. County officials have assured residents that measures are being taken to minimize the impact of the strike as efforts to resolve the dispute continues.
All the grievances raised by the union most have been fully resolved. And the County Public Service Board, as a fortnight ago, initiated the process of confirming the doctors on permanent and pensionable terms. Plans have been put in place to clear outstanding salary arrears and provisions of alternative medical insurance.
Ingawa kuna madaktari ambao wako kwenye mgomo, shughuli na matibabu katika hospitali zetu zinaendelea. Tumeweza kupitia hospitali ya Kericho Referral Hospital ambao nurses, pharmacists na wengine wako kazi.
Hata dispensary hakuna dawa, huko hakuna dawa. Hapa hospitali kuna chemist mingi huko nje. Na hapa ukikuja tu naambia uko na SHA, hakuna madaktari, hakuna dawa, na tunakwambia kama hakuna tiba kwa huku tutasurvive aje.
What we have discovered is contrary. It is not that what they have said, but it is a total ban. What we are witnessing here, it is like a coast hospital. There is no work going on here.
Fika madaktari ni hao watchmen wako hapa nyuma. Sasa mimi nikashindwa, nitatibiwa na watchmen nitoroke mbinguni. Nikashindwa sasa, madaktari wameenda wapi? Na kuna watu tukuna viongozi.
And elsewhere, a two-story dormitory at Lugulu Boarding and Day Primary School in Webuye West
County fast for SRHR and also to access other social.
And finally, that's all we have for today's EBN News at 1 minute. Thanks for watching. I'm Leticia Afandi. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. Bye.